Is it possible to save your season with only 12 game weeks remaining? Game week 26 is behind us, and today we're diving into the key lessons, surprise performances, and how our data projections stacked up against the actual results. Make sure to hit that like button if you find these insights helpful. It has been an awesome game week with 90 points and a green arrow to 58k. 60% of managers around our rank had their assistant manager chip active, while we saved it for the future. Green arrow in this situation is an amazing result, and now it's the time to attack even stronger. Our differential Wissa and Munoz scored 2 goals and a clean sheet. On the other side, we were unlucky with our Bournemouth assets. Bournemouth conceded a red card against Wolves in the 40th minute, and Semenyo with Ouattara failed to score any points. Cunha and Milinkovic in the bench both scored a goal and proved our benching decisions wrong. Let's take a look to last week's projections and see what gone wrong and what right. Out of the top 7 players we had in our projections, 3 of them had a good return. Salah, Isaac and Bumo scored 4 goals and 2 assists. 6 returns in total from our 7 highest-rated players. That's great for our model, and let's hope we can maintain this level of projections. Haaland didn't play due to injury, and Ouattara got unlucky with Bournemouth's early red card. There is nothing you can do about this. It is the expected, unexpected things that can happen in football. Palmer blanked once again. He was threatening against Villa with 3 shots and 2 key passes. I am not worrying about him. With Southampton and Leicester coming, I am sure he will return soon. Let me know in the comments who surprised you the most. Hit the subscribe button, and let's continue to the next session, which is the top 5 transfers for Game Week 26 based on fixture difficulty and data. Chelsea and Wolves have the best upcoming fixtures for scoring goals. Palmer is the only Chelsea's asset right now to invest. Jackson is injured, and Cunha seems like a good punt combining good underlying stats and low price. But in the last 2 games he started, and he was not threatening at all. Cunha is the player you want from Wolves. If you still own Gakpo or Ndiaye, you probably want to get rid of them. Cunha is the obvious choice, averaging 0.57 xG per 90. Nailed in Wolves' first 11 and great fixtures. He is also a bonus point magnet. If you own Wood, Mateta or Watkins, don't rush on Cunha unless you have a lot of free transfers. They are decent players, and maybe you can invest your free transfers elsewhere. This is the fixture difficulty rating for defenders. Arsenal tops the list, and Gabriel is the go-to defender. Don't invest a lot of transfers in defenders. Their ceiling is usually low. Those are the best players for Game Week 27. Palmer tops the list. He is expected to score 0.80 goals, 0.53 assists and 8.80 points. Southampton's defense is on shambles, and now it's the right time to go against Salah on captaincy. For the next 7 game weeks, these are the top 20 players. Red color are the forwards, white the midfielders, and yellow the defenders. Palmer is the best player since he combines great underlying stats with easy fixtures. Don't worry about his recent bad form. Players like him always come back strong. Salah is the second best player, even though he blanks in Game Week 29. He is that good. Haaland is the best forward, but he may be injured and his price is extremely high. I would avoid him right now. Dango Ouattara is pretty high in our projections. He costs only 5.2 and his ownership is 5.6%. Great underlying stats, amazing price, and he is also differential. But be careful. Evanilson is close in returning back from injury, and Dango's minutes may see a reduction soon. Let's take a quick look at the top players in each position, starting with defenders. Munoz is on top. He blanks in GW29, but he also have a double in GW32. If you need a defender with fixture in GW29, then the best option is Gvardiol. Other decent cheap options right now are Milinkovic, 8 Nuri, Lacroix and Cucurella. They cost less than 5.0 M and their ownership is very low. Of course, Gabriel and Arnold are expensive but consistently good options. Keep in mind that the difference between the 5th and 10th defender is less than 1 point per game. This why you should prioritize transfers in other positions unless you absolutely need a defender. Palmer and Salah are by far the best midfielders and they should be in your team 100%. Dango Ouattara is the best differential and budget option. Son's projection is high but he cost a lot. Bowen is a decent differential with good fixtures coming. Paqueta is injured and Bowen might be on penalties. But I wouldn't spend a transfer for him right now unless I have an injury and I need a midfielder. Semenyo comes next. He is cheap, he plays 90 minutes every game and he is always threatening. He has been wasteful but he also scored 7 goals and 5 assists so far. Not bad for his price. Fernandez is high in our projections but lately he is playing deeper in Amram's formation and he is not very threatening. Mbeumo is a safe choice. Brentford doesn't have the best upcoming fixtures but Mbeumo is a nailed starter. He is on penalties and he always finds a way to poke the opposition. The rest of the midfielders are not worthy of buying and if you own maybe you should start thinking of alternatives. In the forward line, ignoring Holland, Isak is still the best striker. He blanks in GW29 and he doubles in GW32 so be careful with your plans. Same for Mateta. If you are not free hitting in GW29 try not having them both in your team. Cunha and Wissa are the best forwards who also have a fixture in GW29. Who are you giving the armband to this week? Have you made any transfers yet? Drop a comment below. Make sure to subscribe because Wildcard draft and team reveal shortly. But first let's take a quick look at the most popular transfers of the week. Palmer is the 5th most sold player right now. His next 2 fixtures are home against Leicester and Southampton, the worst defenses in the league. That's completely crazy. No player should be sold before those fixtures, especially Palmer. Cunha is the most transferred player. As we already discussed, he is the best forward with a game in Gameweek 29. Bowen, Mbeumo and Mitoma are 3 midfielders with a lot of similarities. They play for mid-table teams and they are key players for their teams. They are consistently good threat, mid-priced and always a decent choice in FPL. If I had to choose one of them for short term it would be Bowen because he is also on penalties. Munoz is a great defender but be careful before you buy him. He blanks in GW29. Make a plan for this. Did you buy any of the most popular transfers? Tell me in the comments who and why. If you're on a wildcard, you've come to the right place. I've used my data model to build the optimal wildcard team for Gameweek 27 and beyond. Plus, I'll reveal my own team for this week. Using my model I can predict the points that each players will score in the future. Combining this with a Python script we can find the team that maximizes the total points from now until the end of the season. We choose 2 cheap goalkeepers because money in the other positions are more valuable. Salah is the only sub 4.5 goalkeeper that might get minutes so he will be our bench keeper. Nottingham has great defense this season so we go for sells. In defense we invest more money than usual to cover for Game Week 29. Some of our players will blank so we need a strong bench. Gvardiol, Gabriel and Arnold are the best premium defenders in the game and we want them all. Munoz and Milinkovic are reliable budget options. Pick Nori instead of Munoz if you are not free hitting in GW29. In the midfield we have of course the best players. Salah and Palmer can't be missing. Ouattara and Semenyo are the great budget picks. If you prefer Kluivert you can go for him instead of Semenyo. Mbeumo is the safe boring choice to fill our midfield but Bowen is also a good choice and slightly cheaper. On the forward line Isak is there. The best striker. Cunha and Mateta have decent underlying stats and good fixtures. Mateta is not playing in GW29. Go for Wissa if you can't afford Mateta or if you are not free hitting in GW29. Would you make any changes to this draft? Comment below. And now here comes my own team plans that I manage using this model. This is my bus team. I have 1 free transfer and 2.1 in the bank. I will roll my transfer and bench Isak. I am not really sure about this. I am torn between Isak and Semenyo. Who would you bench if you had my team? Leave a comment with your team and I will give you my advice for free. If you like this type of content leave a like and of course click the subscribe button if you want to see more like this. Good luck to your team and may the arrows be green.